And you learned that confidence and that ability to express yourself in a place that most people don't. But that's what you did the moment you got out. Like, you chased who you want to be and who you really are.
Yeah, if you just want to start with your name and occupation.
I am Desiree Alferes. I am Director of Sales for hotels and also an IFBB Pro.
How do you know Joe?
We go way back. I've known Joe for about 10 years now. And we actually met through one of his ex-girlfriends. So, and then we became friends from there.
Nice. Would you say
true story?
Would you say Joe's impacted your life in any way?
Extremely, yeah. Joe has become one of my best friends and one of the few people in my life that I know I can truly rely on and count on. So.
Cool.
Not much to say. Yeah.
You guys friends, or have you been trained by him, or is it on a professional level, or just friends?
So our relationship, I think, has multiple levels. Actually, when I first started competing, he was my first personal trainer I ever hired, and really taught me a lot in terms of the gym, but also in terms of mental strength and mental toughness. So, obviously that started in the gym where, I would have never imagined squatting 315, and within 6-7 weeks of training legs with him twice a week, I was squatting 315 and deadlifting 285 and walking lunges with 165 pounds at 120 pounds. So, he pushes you. He pushes you to be better on every level. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things that our relationship has incorporated, not just in the gym, but in life, in chasing your dreams and chasing your goals, and overall just becoming a better human. He brings that out in the people in his life, and it's a very selfless entity that is a part of who he is. He tends to do that, I think, with just about everybody he touches.
Absolutely. Yeah. I keep hearing that too.
Yeah, it definitely didn't come natural to me, that's for sure. I mean, taking was something that was very natural to me. Taking lives, just taking people's freedom. I used to take a lot, and I had to restructure my thought process in a place that most people can't really do that. So I don't know if it's something that I was born with, if it's genetics. I'm not sure, because somebody asked me, one of my clients is a psychologist, and they said, well, how did you know that you needed to change in a place where change doesn't really happen? And I said, I know, I just knew, I felt it. And they're like, well, that doesn't come natural. That's not, everybody doesn't have that self-intuition, to just say I need to change and then start to look for other things. How come other people don't do that? Well, I don't know, maybe they're distracted, maybe there's a number of different things, but I think we all need that. If you're in a position and you don't like being in there, we're not a tree, we're not stuck, we're not rooted. You can get up and walk, and I think a lot of people just need somebody else in their life to influence them to move in a different direction, in a more constructive and positive direction. And like she said, I use fitness as a modality to begin that, but I'd take it a step further.
Yeah. But I don't think that it's, when it comes to, you say, it's something that you were born with, I don't think, you're not innately a bad person. You are actually innately a really good person, and I've had this conversation with other people in my life. Someone is not born good or bad, and what we do in our life doesn't, our past doesn't create our future. And so the thing is when you're born into situations like you were, like I was, you're not born in the best environment. You're not born in an environment that is conducive to becoming a good person. All you see is bad. And so naturally you have a choice, and that's either to become what you see, find a new way, and your new way out initially as a child was finding your own family. And unfortunately that family drove you down a path that innately drove you to be bad, but that's not who you are as a person. Like, you wanted family. That's a good thing. You wanted a connection. You wanted to foster this environment that you didn't have at home. And I was the opposite. I had chaos at home too, and I chose to be a loner, and I chose to go my own path and not rely and count on anybody. And that allowed me to take my direction. However, that doesn't mean I didn't have the similar option to go that route and go towards gangs, or to go towards drugs and alcohol, which is all I saw. And you know, those choices, they start the process of creating who you are, but ultimately you get to choose. And you realized in a negative environment that that's not the path that you wanted to continue to go down for the rest of your life, because ultimately that's not who you were internally. And you learned how to take who you were internally and express that externally and drive that in other people. So like, ultimately I don't think it's about what you were born with, because I think you're finally tapping into what you were born with when you finally got out of prison. Like, you actually tapped into the person that you are, and who your heart is, and who your mind is, and you actually finally let that be seen by everyone else. And you learned that confidence and that ability to express yourself in a place that most people don't. But that's what you did the moment you got out. Like, you chased who you want to be and who you really are. So that's just my opinion.
Well said.
Good point. Relentlessly at that too. I made no excuses. I made no. I didn't ask for any handouts. I took what I thought was mine, with no. I wasn't taking no for an answer. And I think a lot of people go into things, goals, whether it be a fitness competition or a weight loss or a relationship that they're kind of stuck in, whatever it may be. They go into it with an option of like, this isn't all or nothing. I have an option. Whereas like me, I had no other option. I had one option, and that's to succeed. Mm-hmm. And I did it relentlessly. And I think
you're still doing it.
If people take that approach to everything in life, it's kind of hard to fail. And even if you move in a different direction and it's not the best direction, you'll make a different decision and you'll just keep moving. But you got to act forward. Staying still and being paralyzed by fear, it's not really something that's conducive.
Absolutely.
100%.
What else you want to add about this dude?
My best friend. He stuck with me. Stuck with me for life.
Yeah.
So, you know, you get good people in your life every once in a while, and I've been very blessed to have this man step in when, you know, whenever I needed someone to count on, to rely on, to talk to, you know, and that's not going to change.